immigration.
All right, we're going to go with Dave. Sunday.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Sunday. How are you?
I'm good.
You waited 1 hour. My apologies to you. I say that's a long time.
Oh, that's fine.
I hope I can help you.
Yeah, right. So I'm a green card holder, and my wife happens to be an asylum seeker. So I want to know if I can file I-130 for her, and at the same time file an I-148 for adjustment of status.
She's here in the United States right now?
Yes.
So she was inspected at the airport. What happened? How did she come to America?
No, she got asylum from Mexican border to the United States.
So she was paroled into the United States. How long have you been a resident?
Though my card is still fresh, I got my resident card in May.
Oh, wow. And how long have you been married to her?
We've been married for the past 10 years, but our certificate is, we have back in my country, we did a traditional marriage, which we don't have certificate for that.
Oh, I see.
But here we did marriage in 3 months now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to adjust her status. Well, she's an arriving alien. How is she admitted into the U.S.?
Yeah, she's an arriving alien.
If she's an arriving alien, certainly we can certainly look into it. Because as an arriving alien, she is at the border. I'm just thinking about this logically. I don't know if I've ever done it for a lawful resident, but logically speaking, she's still considered at the border. She was paroled in, so she would be eligible to adjust because priority dates are current for lawful permanent residents. You would certainly need a lawyer to make a legal argument on your behalf. But as I'm thinking about it, if she's considered an arriving alien, yes. Hold on 1 second. It's my opinion. I've never done it, but I think as I think through it legally, yes. Why not? All right, let's go to BILAU in Boston. BILAU.
Hello,
how are you?
Brad. How are you doing?
Good.
So I have a question regarding. I called you a few days back. Okay. So my wife is a U.S. citizen, and I'm here on F1 visa doing my PhD. For 2019, our joint tax returns income is $26,000 US. So, if we apply for my adjustment of status, so for getting the advanced payroll and EAD card, do they look at the income situation or not?
They're going to look at your wife's income, and you said it was $26,000 a year.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the joint tax return, and for 2019, my wife didn't work it, and it was the income earned by me by working on campus.
You would need a second affidavit of support from somebody else then. Because in order for your income to be considered, you have to show 10 years legal employment in America, which you can't. I don't think you're going to have. So because you don't have 10 years and your wife's not working, you would fail the first part of the affidavit of support, which is your spouse has to support you 125% above the poverty level, and that's why you would need a second affidavit of support.
Okay, and I have the query was that do they for issuing the employment authorization document, will they look at the income information
No, you're going to get a work permit even if nobody's working.
Okay, so the point is my wife has started working, and after 1 year, in the next March or April, she will
Is she working right now?
Yeah, she's working right now.
What is she doing right now?
She's a medical scribe, and the next year she will become a doctor.
Okay, great.
So the next year the income situation will improve a lot.
Yes, so if you can show her income, hopefully they accept that. They look at the totality of circumstances.
So I was looking, we were calculating that if they can issue the employment.
Let me ask you. You don't have, there's 330 million Americans or lawful residents living within the 50 states. You don't know one person out of 330 million people who will vouch for you and give you an affidavit of support? I find that hard to believe. I've never in my entire life found somebody who couldn't find somebody to do it. So you're going to file an adjustment, and you want my blessing to say it's okay. Maybe it's okay, maybe it's not. You're really, leaving yourself to the whims of an immigration officer. You're leaving yourself open to a denial. I'm not saying you'll be denied. I'm not saying you're going to be approved. You're right in that gray area. But I can tell you, if you get a second affidavit of support, you're not in gray area anymore. Just get a second affidavit of support. For sure, you'll get a green card.
But the problem is we have asked some people, and they said this.
So ask more people.
No.
Ask more people. Tell your people when they say no, well, can you speak to my attorney or get an attorney? Speak to them, and they'll tell you it's no big deal. You got to have a friend. You got to have somebody somewhere.
We have asked a lot of people because if we would have been getting this second affidavit of support, we would have applied this might be in 2018.
You're asking me to tell you yes, it will be. I don't know. Your wife doesn't have any income last year. She has a job this year. Yes, she's going to be a medical doctor the following year. Obviously, you're in graduate school or getting your PhD, so you're going to make a good income too. So all of that is very positive. But the fact is, your wife has no income from last year. So they look at the totality of circumstances, and they're going to look at you. And if the guy likes you, he'll give you a green card. If he doesn't, you'll be denied. Why give them the discretion? That's all I can tell you. All right, hold on if you need help. All right, let's go to Victor in Pullman, Washington. Victor.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the good job.
Thank you.
I am a green card holder, and I have a daughter who just moved out of state. She has gone to college. Do I need to inform USCIS about a change of address?
Your daughter has a green card?
She also has a green card, yes.
I mean, the law says you're supposed to. I've never seen immigration do anything to you because you didn't, but yeah, go do it.
Okay. She will be coming back home in November, so I was just wondering, do I need to change the address or?
Well, if she's just going to college, that's not her permanent address. You only have to change her address if her domicile changed. Her domicile would be her legal permanent address. So her legal permanent address is still with you, Victor, in Washington. So until she permanently moves to wherever she's permanently moving, no, you don't have to change her address.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go to CHICHI in Los Angeles. CHICHI.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, CHICHI. How are you?
Good. I think I spoke to you some time ago. I forgot to mention something to you. So can you hear me good?
I do.
Okay, so I met my husband in 2009 when I came to the U.S. To visit, and we dated long distance. And I came back 2010 and 2011 just to visit him. But 2013, I came back and we got married after 2 months in the States. So
right.
I don't know if if the 90-day rule is still gonna apply since I've been coming and going for 4 years before I eventually got married to him.
When did you get married?
2013, January.
I don't think so, but you would still have to wait here 90 days before you file your adjustment, based on what you're telling me.
Oh, sure. So I still had, because I filed already. I'm already a green card holder.
Oh, so then you have no problem. They gave you a green card.
I was thinking if it's going to apply when I go for my citizenship.
They could still they can still look at it, but it's less likely. What I would suggest you do is have a consultation with us and just let's get your records and see what you said and when you filed and everything else.
Okay.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Miriam in San Francisco, California. Miriam. Or Miriam.
Hello?
Miriam, how are you, Miriam?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What can I do to help you?
So I had a question regarding my immigration case. So I just recently filed for an adjustment of status without my husband because we got divorced. and he was telling me that he was gonna go and then write a letter to immigration saying that it's a fraud marriage, even though like he and I knows that it's a real marriage. Right. So I was wondering if that would affect my adjustment of status, or
well, are you adjusting, or you're doing a condition, or you're removing the conditions?
Actually removing the conditions.
Okay, all right. If you are in a bona fide marriage and you already got your 2-year green card, what I would suggest to you is, if your husband is that vindictive, get a divorce. Immigration will consider anything, except they're not going to consider much a letter from a husband, because most spouses who write these letters after you get your conditional green card, as long as you have evidence that it's a real marriage, that letter would be highly discounted, especially if you come in with lots of documents to prove it was a real marriage. Perhaps they may interview your husband, perhaps, but the fact is, if you get divorced and you have documents to prove it was a real marriage, you will get a green card, no matter what your husband says.
Okay. And also, would they look at my income level?
No one's looking at your income. Not to remove.
And my next question, is, sorry, I just knew that I was circumcised. I'm from Gambia. I just realized that I was circumcised from my mom. So I was wondering if I should submit an asylum case at the same time, or just leave it.
You don't need to do any of that. You and your husband were in a real marriage. What you need to do is get divorced, file the I-751 on your own, say toodaloo to the jerk, and let him do whatever he wants, and don't worry about it. It was a real marriage. You can prove it. You're divorced. You're entitled to a green card. You don't have to go through asylum.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right. Let's go to Sunday is back. Sunday. You have more questions?
Don't worry about it. Real marriage.
Maybe someone needs to speak to Sunday. He's been on hold. Someone also needs to speak to CHICHI, who's been on hold. Jill, can you deal with that? Sandra in Atlanta. Sandra.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra. How are you?
I'm so glad to speak with you, Brad.
Okay.
I have always been listening to your show.
Thank you.
So my cousin has this problem with her immigration. Her husband, who has been working, all of his life, but he lost his job, and due to COVID, he took unemployment benefit, and now he just found out that he has some kidney issues, and as a result of that, he's trying to apply for disability benefit.
Okay.
So, what is the chance?
Chance of what?
They filed for citizenship.
That's fine. And you're allowed to lose your job and become a citizen. You're allowed to get sick and become a citizen. You're allowed.
No, he's a citizen, actually.
So
he's the one filing for her.
What is the question? Is he's filing for you? I don't know what's going on in immigration. Well, you're asking for what?
My friend and her husband. The husband.
What does your friend want? What does your friend want? I understand the story. Is she applying for a green card?
She's applying for a green card,
okay,
yes.
Okay, fine. All right.
And now he's about to apply for unemployment.
If he can apply for unemployment, he can apply for disability. She'll probably need a second affidavit of support.
Okay. So that will not affect anything, right? That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is it's not something that is government assistance. There's nothing that you've told me which is government assistance. When you get government need-based assistance, that's when it causes you to be denied for not being able to support your spouse above the poverty level. Having a disability payment, having unemployment is not government need-based assistance, but he may be below the poverty guidelines and you would need a second affidavit of support.
Okay,
right. Let's go to SIRI in Fremont, California. SIRI.
Yeah, hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I have a question. I have two questions. Like right now, I'm on F1 status, and right now I'm kind of like out of status right now. Hello.
Sir, you told me you have a question, and you've told me you're on F1 and you're out of status. I'm waiting for a question.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm married to a permanent resident, and like she's been waiting for her like oath ceremony. Like she passed the test, like, yeah. So, is there any problem for me? Like, I'm out of status right now.
Well, there's a problem because you're out of status. You're subject to deportation and removal. As soon as your spouse becomes a citizen, you're going to file an adjustment immediately. You're just waiting for that swearing-in date.
That I have done already.
It could be any week.
I already have done the adjustment. Yeah.
Well, how did you do an adjustment if your wife's is not a citizen?
When she was a resident, like it has been like 2 years. When she was resident only, I did that.
You were in legal status when you filed the adjustment?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so SIRI, your problem is you have no problem.
Okay.
All right, don't worry, you're fine.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the person his problem is he thinks he has a problem when he has no problem. Let's go to Tia in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Tia.
Hi, Brad.
Hi,
good
Tia.
evening.
How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
Good. What can I do to help?
Okay, I got married probably around 2 months ago, but I applied for my husband's birth paper, but the name, his first name that he has on all his documents is not on the birth paper, only the middle name, and I wanted to file my document before this October the 2nd, so
your husband's
will that be a problem?
Your husband's a citizen.
Yes, yes.
Where was he born?
He's American.
Where was he born? In America, in the United States?
Yes, he was born in South Carolina.
So on his birth certificate, it says his first name and a middle name, but on all his other documents, he just goes by his middle name.
No, on his birth certificate, it just says the initial that he used as his middle name. Okay, but on every other document, he has a different first name with the same middle name and his last name.
I would need to look at the documentation, but I'm sure we'll be able to tell that his first name and middle name is the same person as the middle initial that you're referring to.
Yes, but that is what I'm afraid. I wanted to go ahead
you just can't just randomly file those papers where a birth certificate and all those other documents show different names. You can't just file it because there's going to be questions. Wait, this guy has a different name in his birth certificate than everywhere else. So it has to be explained. And it could be explained by affidavits, corroborating affidavits from family members or other additional documentation. I would have to look at it, but you just can't. So your gut instinct was correct. You can't file with documents that don't match. But
right, but he married before, and on his divorce paper has the same thing that his name that he's using now.
I'm repeating myself. You cannot file papers where one identity document doesn't match the names of other identity documents or documents to prove that you were legal. In other words, his divorce decree has his middle name and his birth certificate has a different name. You have to be able to prove that this guy and this guy is the same person. You just can't say, here it is. So
what should I do?
The answer is I got to look at it. And as I said before, and I'll repeat it again, sometimes you just do it by an affidavit from the person saying, my birth certificate says my name is Joe John Smith, and my divorce decree says John Smith. Joe John Smith and John Smith, I'm the same person. That's how I've always been known.
Okay.
And maybe you just do it just by his own affidavit. Maybe
let's make an appointment.
Let me finish. Maybe sometimes you have to get additional affidavits. Yes, I'll give you an appointment. All right, let's go to Stacy in Miami. Stacy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good evening. I'm good, thank you. I have a quick question. Yeah. So my mom went down last December. She has a 10-year green card. The green card will expire December of this year. but since the pandemic, she went out of the country and she's high risk. So she doesn't want to travel back into the U.S. because of fear of the corona.
Right.
So I put the replacement for the green card in, but I'm not sure. Can she stay out of the country and apply to the embassy for travel when the green card is ready, or?
Well, how long has she been out of the country so far?
Since December of last year.
Yeah, well, she's already perhaps abandoned her permanent residence by being out of the country now for 8-9 months. What she would have to do when she's ready to come back next year is apply for something called an SB1 visa, which is a visa to say, I never planned on abandoning my permanent residence. I was scared of coronavirus. I still had a lot of my family in America, but you have to really travel every 6 months. After that, it's not apply for a green card in America. You can't even do a re-entry permit. You have to apply for an SB1 at the U.S. Embassy.
So if the replacement was already filed, would that make any difference?
No, because she's been out of the country for 8 months now already. And if the
Got it.
So that's the problem. Once you stay out of the United States for more than 6 months, the people at the airport, ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, have a right to determine whether or not you have abandoned your permanent residence. Now, I think in this day and age, they're going to give a lot of people a lot of problems. Also,
right.
But, you can go, to protect yourself when you're ready to come back to the United States of America, you can go to the U.S. Embassy and apply for an SB1 visa. And that way, you don't have a problem at the airport. When you apply for the SB1 visa, you're saying to them, I never planned on abandoning my permanent residence. I was high risk for coronavirus. My daughter didn't want me to travel, but I still have all my family and I have my belongings and maybe a home, an apartment, the car, whatever you have here to show I was never planning on leaving America. It's not like I packed up and left. I still got a lot of stuff in America. I got my stuff there and I got my family there. And you got to show that you didn't have an intention of abandoning, but things, were, there was an something happened between the time you left and the time you want to come back. It's called coronavirus.
Right. What is it called?
Coronavirus.
What is the form?
Oh.
No, what is the form?
It's not a form. It's an application called SB1 visa.
SB1.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so very much. Have a great one.
You too. All right. Let's go to Michael in Hawthorne, California. Michael.
Yeah. My name is Michael. Yeah,
yes.
I have a question, please.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my spouse, we went for an interview in February, and ever since then, my status has not been updated. I've not seen any letter from them, and I don't know what's going on. Can that be the coronavirus?
Yes, it could very well be because of coronavirus. When did you file? Tell me again.
We went for an interview sometimes in January. Sorry, we went for the interview sometime in January. Where was your interview? Our interview took place in January.
Where?
In California. In California,
all
here.
Right. So this is the deal, John. Michael. I don't know why I'm calling you John. This is the deal, Michael. It could be because of coronavirus, but more likely it's because they didn't believe it was a real marriage and they're going to call you back for a second interview. The longer it takes for them to give you a decision, the more likely it is you're going to be called back for a second interview and have a Stokes interview. I don't know the exact reason why you haven't heard yet. It would be impossible for me to know. But if I had to take a guess, the number one reason, it's 9-10 months later, is they didn't believe it was a real marriage. Number two could be coronavirus, but I would say the number one reason is they don't believe it's a real marriage. They're going to investigate. They're going to call you back for a second interview.
Okay. Do you people have office here in California? If I have to use it before,
I don't, but I have an office in New York, and we will fly to California if necessary. So hold on one second. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to John in Chicago. John.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, Brad.
How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, Brad. Thank you so much for this type of facility. So my question is, I got married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm going to keep interrupting people from now on because every time somebody says a sentence more than 2 sentences, I don't say anything. They go, hello, hello. I'm listening to you. I want to hear your question. I'll answer it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got married to a citizen, and I just stayed with her for only like 20-30 days after our marriage because it's been like too many problems. Too many even.
What are the problems? What are the problems you're having?
Yeah, even she got into fight on me, and even she burnt all my marriage photos, everything.
When you say she got into a fight with you, tell me about the fight. What happened with the fight?
Yes, one day, I was kneeling and praying, in the bedroom. And she told I did not respond for her for almost half an hour.
You were kneeling and praying, and what happened?
She was calling me for 2-3 times, but I did not respond.
Right.
And that's the starting point, and she started going crazy, and then that's the starting point. It happened. And
what was the crazy? Tell me about the crazy, because I'm trying to see if you can qualify for a VAWA case, somebody who was abused by their spouse. What was the crazy?
Yes, she told me you came from an Indian slums and many other.
Did she physically hurt you? Did she physically hurt you?
Basically, means she threw a knife, but
she threw a knife at you.
Yeah, she threw a knife at me.
Why did she throw a knife at you? That she just doesn't. She just doesn't come into a room and you're praying quietly, and she goes choo, and throws a knife at you. What happened?
Yes, even the day before, she already has a daughter, with another guy.
She had a child with another man.
Yes.
But why is she throwing? All right, John, you have somebody who is going to apply, and the reason I'm asking you these questions is this.
Yes.
And this is for everybody. Somebody who is going to apply for a VAWA case, an abuse case, and claim that their spouse is abusive, better have a credible story. What is a credible story? I'm not saying, John, these things didn't happen, but your story is all over the place. Okay? So listen to me, John. A credible story starts with being consistent, saying something that makes logical sense, and saying something with details. So when you say she just came in and threw a knife and was going crazy, that's just conclusory statements.
Because every day, that time I was not working, and she used to write a schedule, on a piece of paper. I want to do this, everything. She used to write everything on a piece of paper. And for that, I told don't do this. I told her not to do this again. But no, she never listened to me. And
John, she wrote a list of things for you to do on a piece of paper, and you said don't do it again.
No. I want to do everything.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.